ladies and gentlemen, to episode 17 of the Glory Days podcast. We are back here after a tumultuous weekend.
For how much longer?
Ladies and gentlemen, I can't take this anymore. Let's just jump into it, guys. Let's just get straight into it.
We'll jump into it because we were getting a bit of feedback from our viewers that we dabble on too much. But as standard procedure, we will be going into some of the viewers' thoughts in relation to the game. Round 8, Perth Glory 0, Newcastle Jets 4.
Way
At home.
Who saw this coming?
right. The problem is that the moment I think that the bar has already hit the bottom and it can't get worse. The bar.
I just don't understand how we draw to Adelaide away and then lose to Newcastle's B team 4-0.
Because now it's like, okay, I know we're bad, but then now it's just confusing. Now it's like I was sure of it. Now that okay, we're really bad, I can accept that sort of. But then we draw to Adelaide away, and then we lose 4-0 at home to the Jets. Like now it's just I don't get it anymore.
Guys, it's not cute anymore. It's not quirky. It's not funny.
Different this episode, and I feel like we should just jump in straight to the
game. But the viewers have their thoughts. We have to do the comments first. We got to respect the viewers. So surely you sack him this time. Should be looking for a keeper in January.
Yeah, you got to read out the names as well.
Yeah.
The names are half the fun.
Chicken Treat Fan Club. Faisal looked nice off the bench. Tracked back well too. Other than that, I hate everything I'm seeing from start to finish right now. Finn, the club should be grateful that all 5,459 people showed up despite everything that's going on.
Absolutely.
Don't expect that many more to show up to the next home game against Macarthur, especially if we can't pick up a result against Brisbane. Graham Fletcher, I think the football department management team has to go. The recruitment in the off-season has clearly failed. Some weirdo from Newcastle with the last name of Vanderberg. Shout out Vandy, good to see you, mate. Honest thoughts, although Glory weren't at their best, the Jets were very, very well drilled last night and never really looked like slipping up until Perth put some pressure on midway through the second half. Fab Clem, 3-on-4. No way to sugarcoat that performance. There was 0 positives in that insipid performance. Fabio, who's leaving in January, just want to know how many players we could be possibly bringing in. Time to play Moneyball. Mark Rostovsky, the recruitment of O'Neill and Risdon is where it started. Both were good back in the day, but now are cooked. No time for sentiment. Personally, I want to see my team playing good football regardless of where they are from. It's a world game. Peter Allen, defence horrific. Gamulka can't tackle and is the position we need most to improve. O'Neill tried to show something, but being a split second too slow and knocking himself out sums us up. When do we have to...
I hope he's okay, by the way.
We do hope he's okay because it looks fucking nasty.
It did look really bad.
When we do have it, they have no idea how to progress or keep the ball. Kenny interim anyone? Daniel Fieldgate, a spineless and insipid performance. Have we even hit rock bottom yet? Each week this gets worse, finding new ways to embarrass our once proud club. Jay, the on-field product speaks for itself, but why has the game day experience gone backwards? Bring back the slightly useless fireworks and halftime dance performance. At least make other parts of the game day worth seeing to make up for the dismal on-field product. Glory Productions, I don't want to admit it, but Brisbane away is Judgment Day for Zdrilic. Jason Eden, just don't understand the Cook-Sale rotation when neither of them are very good. Make it make sense. Hasbulla, Zdrilic has lost the change room, no doubt about it. Press conference says it all. Squad not being good enough, nothing to do with his coaching or taking any responsibility. Notice how no commentators say anything bad about Zdrilic because he's one of them. Back to commentary. I think that's a bit too harsh, but we may as well crack in.
I did actually see one of our viewers. What's his Twitter name again? The guy from England. It's like British dad or something.
Non-league dad.
Yeah, non-league dad, right?
Shout out non-league dad.
Yeah, what a guy. But I think it was him that tweeted out saying the one difference he has noticed is that commentators in Australia never bring up the possible sacking of a manager because they all seem to be very friendly with each other and they know each other. Whereas in the UK, every time I watch an Everton game, it's always, is this Sean Dyche's last attempt to stay as the manager? It's just all the time, which is a fair point.
Well, that's the thing. I think Fahid Ben Kalfala might have raised this question, or someone on one of those podcasts might have been suited and booted, but they said, is there a lack of accountability in Australian football?
It does feel like it.
Because it's like, you look at our start, there probably hasn't, well, it's now starting to ramp up, but beforehand there probably wasn't as much heat on the likes of Dave Zdrilic or the club or the players, but now it seems like, particularly after the game that, we all saw, I mean, I don't know where the fuck you go from here, because I thought Newcastle was, a slam dunk 3 points, but apparently not. once we were their bogey team once upon a time. We can't fucking beat them. So
can't beat anyone.
We might, bang on. So may as well go into our thoughts on the lineup. So
to be honest, I thought it was a decent lineup.
It was.
It was.
I
2 weeks in, Murchula comes in instead of Barr. O'Neill in, Coluccio out, and different positioning of a few of the players. So Pennington pushed up as a 10, and then Bulgaria got shifted out to the right wing. So as more of a specific thought on the lineup, what did we make of it?
I thought I did really like, on the very rare occasions that we did look like we built some kind of attack, I did like Pennington at the 10 with Taggart. I did think he did all right in the first 20, 25. I know we were down 3-0 at that point, but the small chances we did have at the beginning, once again, very good on the ball. I think that's what Tags needs, someone to hold up the play and wait for him to make those runs in behind. It's just a shame that as much as it's not necessarily their fault, our wing play was not able to help support Pennington or Taggart during those attacks. It was more just, it looked like they were trying to play central, or we had to play central, when we've only got 2 people in the middle and we got 2 out wide, so there was no real point.
Look.
Here we go.
No, I'll be honest. When I saw that lineup, I didn't mind it. I'll be completely honest. I looked at it and I was like, you know what? I've seen worse. I've seen a lot worse.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah.
However, look, I can't find the words for it, I'll be honest. Look, I agree. Pennington, I had to go back and watch the game because I didn't watch it live, and it was the most painful experience that I could possibly imagine.
You could at least press rewind or fast forward, unlike us. At the game.
No. But look, Pennington did look good. I've said this countless times, and I think we can all agree he's been our best midfielder easily so far this season. Probably will be our best midfielder, hopefully, if we can keep a hold of him next season. But look, I thought he looked good in the 10. I still think that my preferred role for him would be as that sort of 8, looking to link the play, carry it forward a bit more. Yeah. But as a stopgap 10, he did pretty well. Like you guys said, the wing play just wasn't there. I just feel like we're lacking just some real, I guess, aggression and more just risk-taking. When you had guys like Ryan Williams at the club, sure, sometimes, they wouldn't always, be in the position that you need for defending or for tracking back or whatever. But you can assure yourself that when that 10 picks up the ball, when the midfield picks up the ball, they're going to look to gun it up the line every single time. Yeah. And yes, it doesn't work every single time, as we saw with Ryan Williams. But god damn it, at least they create that space. Yeah. At least they're trying to create those opportunities. Yeah. And that's sort of, I guess, what I'm wishing that I could have seen a little bit more of out of certain wingers that we have. Now, look, I'm assuming that would have been Miljuznic's job if he was fit. He's not, so there's not really much.
He doesn't even know when he's going to be fit, by the way.
According to that interview.
Bulgaria as well is just not that sort of like
not a natural winger.
Hectic, high-octane winger that we need. He's a great 10, great young prospect. He's not a right winger. I'll just say that much. And look, as much as I love Doggy, he's much better as a fullback or wing-back than he is as a winger. I just don't think he has that sort of, I guess, on the ball product that we need. Yeah. Off the ball, he's phenomenal. Probably one of our best players. But on the ball, he leaves a bit to be desired as a winger.
Well, yeah, I agree with the not enough intensity, but I think it's sort of we haven't gotten the correct balance of players because we're lacking someone, like I know it's unrealistic, but Thurgate, I feel like if we got a cracking number 6 who just ran all around our midfield, it would make a massive difference.
James, I remember it was about a year and a half or 2 years ago, right? I would just say, I would just say a year and a half or 2 years ago, I remember sitting in a doctor's appointment, right? And then James sent me a message saying, "Oh, hey, bro, I think we might be getting Angus Thurgate." And I was like, "Oh, fuck yeah, hell yeah!" And then a week later, he signs for Western. I wanted to die. I wanted to absolutely die.
What an amazing point.
Well, because and then I'll let you get back to what you were saying, Josh. But we were looking at Thurgate a few years ago, and without revealing too much. I just hope that what we see moving forward with some of the signings, that we see some improvement.
Anyways, Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but mate, I just think we need a couple players in the squad that really show some more aggression, because I don't think we had that balance right, because there were so many times where Newcastle just made us so open because we just couldn't run back and we just couldn't control the game, but that's standard. Yeah, and as well, attackers as well. If we could have like another speedy attacker like Nat Blair, I'm not trying to have a dig at him, but he's not someone who would change the game because he just doesn't have the speed and sort of fit the system, in my opinion.
David Williams should have been brought on.
David Williams, 100%.
Yeah. I'm really hoping that we can make Nat Blair and Tags work as a pairing because I really did like the look of them as a pair during the Oz Cup.
The Oz Cup when you're playing against a non-fit A-League team.
No.
Yeah, Nat Blair looks great against defenders who don't know how to run for more than 60 minutes because they're not fit. Of course he does.
Nat Blair has potential.
Yeah, but not now.
Not now.
Nat Blair would work if you had two creative wingers.
This is how it feels, Alex.
Because the wingers we have now, Faisal, he's not creative enough. You need two wingers who create for.
So you're talking about tens.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we don't have that. I mean,
so that's why it's not working.
We might get that. I don't know.
I'm hoping so.
I don't know.
Because no offense to him, seeing him trying to like run and play as a right wing, like it just.
Well, the way in which David has us playing from front to back, it sort of is a bit of a head scratcher. And I think getting onto the goals that we conceded, the first goal sort of set the tone. I can't remember when it happened, but it was pretty early on.
It was within the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it's like. You can just tell that we're that 1 second slower than our opponent. And I don't think it's necessarily down to fitness. I think it's just down to concentration and understanding of the role. Well, I took some notes down from it. It was... Risdon was too slow to... And I'll try and put the clips of the goals as we're talking about it. But Risdon was too slow to close down Wilmering. Was then able to pass it to Clayton Taylor just as Risdon got there. So Risdon was taken out. And then what you'll see is there was a huge space in between Risdon and Kangar, and it just allowed Taylor to exploit and receive in the good position. Gamulka did well to track the run, but was piss poor in the challenge. Ball gets out to Wilmering, and then Lewis Kangar. I mean, I immediately had flashbacks, Vietnam War of William Gallas with that air swing against West Sydney Wanderers. But it was a chaotic, clumsy air swing. And then obviously Aquilina at the back post. I mean...
The thing that frustrates me is obviously we could see it from the stands, but surely Dave could see there. And I wish he'd gotten more vocal, and I feel like he could have prevented a couple times us being so exposed and open.
What did you think about what did you two boys think about how Newcastle was sort of going with the same sort of methodology to get in behind us, and the fact that we couldn't find a way to stop it?
I think Josh raised a really good point earlier about sort of how half the team wants to sort of work off that ball to win it, and the other half are sort of just not at that level. The press looked so disjointed the entire game, and I think that's a big reason for it. And look, lots of people want to sling shit at David Zdrilic for it, rightfully so, because I don't know what the hell is going on here. But in terms of our press.
We're fucking up
some of these players, man. Oh my god! Look, I don't want to be that guy to name like individual names and shit like that because I feel fucking.
It happens all the time.
But the press is so disjointed. I don't think I can. One thing that pissed me off, right, is that I remember a couple of days ago I was just scrolling through Instagram and I saw that clip of remember last season when we had Tags and Collie just chasing down. Hunting down fucking defence, a Brisbane defence, and the crowd's going insane because they're loving this fucking high octane press and this effort from the players, and you just don't see it. You just don't see it out on the pitch on a game day anymore, which is really disappointing. But
there's no intent to win the ball back.
There absolutely is.
And to link on Josh's point very quickly, it was about the aggression. Our players don't play with the intensity and aggression that's needed. And it's like, if you're trying to play a system that's all about being intense and aggressive, well, which one of our players really showed it? I mean, it took probably until around about the 80th minute or so for Pennington to absolutely crunch Shushnia and then Risdon a few minutes later do that recovery slide tackle right in front of us. But I don't think... When you look at, let's say, how Sydney press, they all do that surge kind of press where they all go. If one goes, they all go. Whenever we press, we just seem to, even just the basics, like whether it be cutting off the passing lanes or knowing if we're going to stay or if we're going to go, there just seems to be that disconnect, Will. I'm not sure why at this point in the season, why our press is still fucked.
Look, where we were sitting right at the top of the stands, I think specifically, again, this is not a call out, this is just an example. Nat Blair came on and up until right at the end of the game, Tags is still pressing. We see him running up and down, Newcastle, rightfully so, playing the ball around the back a bit more, just kind of waiting for time to expire. They're up 4-0.
Yeah, dead time.
Yeah, right. And Taggart's still going for it. Blair is just sitting there watching, and Taggart's running into Nat's space to press, and Nat's just kind of watching.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that.
Yeah, and I'm just like, why bother? I'm like, genuinely to Tags, I respect your passion so much, and you're not the problem, but I don't know how you keep up that mentality of I'm going to keep pressing when everyone around you is just like, oh, who cares? And Nat, especially that game, I didn't see a single press from him once. Every time the ball came anywhere near him, he kind of, slow little jog. Tags is running in like a chicken without a head, trying to get there, and Nat's just kind of going, maybe if it gets towards me, I'll stick a leg in, but I'm just going to wait for him to come to me.
Yeah.
And that must be so frustrating for all the boys who actually do want to put a press in.
Do you see a question for the panel? Do you think it's quite noticeable, the players' body language?
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Yeah. I think confidence is obviously a massive thing in football.
Which David mentioned in the presser.
Yeah.
You could just see it full time, and everyone was booing them. They were just over it.
Rizzo especially.
You could see that it meant more, and I will have a go at some. It meant more to some than it did to others.
Yeah.
You could see it at full time. The way in which Carluccio, Pennington, Risdon in particular, and Taggart, who was just shell shocked, and then we even had Cammy Cook come up to us at full time, and mate, the poor bloke, he looked absolutely dejected, and I'm like, We've already proven quite clearly this season.
Yeah,
you can have any goalkeeper in there, and I know Alex, one of our guys that not this Alex but another one, was saying if some of the goals that we consider to be a public execution wanted for sale if he was in goal, but the problem is it's not just down to one player. It's like everyone has got their finger up their arse, so to speak, especially when it comes to when we don't have the ball. It's just fucking scary. And then when you've got someone like Kanga. Yeah. Who's a Ecuadorian international. Mm-hmm. I understand he wasn't our first target, so to speak. Yeah. But even still, he was a senior player, 29-year-old, got a lot of experience in South America, played in some big competitions. His defending's been fucking garbage. Since the international break, he's been fucking garbage.
He's got progressively worse game by
game. He has. We all, as a panel, I think, agreed that when we signed him, we were all like, yeah, this is good. This is the kind of centre-back we need, intimidating. No one's going to want to charge at him. And we had this conversation similarly about Lockie Barr and how people want to seem to go at him. And shout out to Barr, by the way. He came on, he was quite solid for that second half. He did quite well.
Is the centre-back partnership moving forward, as a question for the panel, is it Murchler and Barr?
Probably after this game,
I think it worked better than Kanga.
Yeah.
What do you think, Alex?
I love Tommy Murchler, man.
Fuck. Shout out to him.
I'm so happy he's back, but it's just like, as you said earlier, man, it just looks like it means so much more to some of the players, and it's really disappointing because a lot of the Visa boys, they just look like they couldn't give a shit.
Tommy's first game back and he looked devastated. He looked confused.
Honestly,
what happened to you guys? I was just like 5 years ago, you guys were crazy.
I would genuinely, and it's crazy that I'm even saying this, but the only players that I could genuinely say that I desperately want to see the Glory keep next season would be the guys that you mentioned: Tags, Penna, Risdon, Carluccio. And even if Tommy Murchler is going to play like he did last night and show the passion that he did and the experience and the level-headedness that he did, mate, give me Tommy Murchler next season, at least as an option to be there and help younger guys like Labib.
Yeah, have him as a coach.
Or as a coach. Yeah, just anywhere in the club.
I really cares. Especially the way he was playing, because he was sort of sitting back to cover. I feel like it would be more beneficial if we played one of the younger lads that we signed.
So do you go with Zach?
I'd go Zach.
I'd take Zach and Murchler.
Where's he gone, by the way? He looks so solid.
He was signing photos. We were clearly not selected.
And no injuries or anything.
No.
He looks so solid. I get, we always keep going back to Australian Cup, but that's like the only real chance we got to see him at a full 90.
But we've seen him at youth level for the Ollie Roos as well.
Yeah.
He's looked fucking phenomenal. I was gassed when we saw him. I was like, holy
as a centre back as well, when he's highly rated, yet we played him at left back.
And that we can obviously circle back to this a bit later, because obviously we need to get on with the actual game. But we can come back, because I know we're probably going to have a bit of a debate soon about Thriller.
Yeah. And I know all you guys in the YouTube live chat right now.
His selection choices, but that is obviously a key point for his, why isn't Zach even a part of the matchday squad? Anyway, Kanga, yes, very, very bad.
Kanga, yeah. So We'll move on to the second goal.
Oh,
So it was
good goal.
it was a corner routine. You had fucking Eli Adams doing
which you literally said, by the way. Oh, they're doing a corner. Or was it you or Josh?
Josh, I think.
Oh, they're doing a corner routine because you could see them doing the hand signals.
Well, he was doing the cold palm.
did the
yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I saw him.
yeah.
I saw him pull up a Wakanda sign. I was like, "No, we're finished.
Fuck.
No, we're done."
It was so predictable as well.
You
It
literally
just
called
looked
it out.
so
They're going to
good.
do like a short corner routine. I'm like, okay, well, and then they literally did it. And I'm like, even you could see it.
Okay,
From
to
so
be
far
Yeah,
out.
it was a pretty good, it was a class goal.
Class finish.
But
Yeah.
Finish was amazing.
Mate, it's like the players ran away from the ball.
Yeah.
Well, why didn't? Well, less obviously Bulgari's a young guy and he'll still learn. But bro, do not let the guy get past you. Like
So
when there's-
easily as well.
So easy letting him fucking nutmeg you. Like put your body in there, show a bit of aggression. Again, set pieces they were killing us. Even beforehand, going back on Kanga. Do you remember that goal line clearance from Gamuka?
Yes.
So
Yes.
we thought it was Warland who lost his man.
Yeah.
It was actually Kanga.
It was Kanga.
So Warland actually did his job. Kanga didn't even know where fucking Shushniar was. Shushniar was like ghosting towards the back of the post, and Kanga, you can literally see if you watch it back, he is sort of holding on to Warland,
Yeah.
and then he goes, "Oh fuck, there's Shushniar," and then we're lucky that Taras was on the goal line, but even still, it's like our attention to detail is just so fucking bad. And you would have thought at this point of the season we would have rectified it to an extent.
As much as we've given shit to Taras as well, it was good positioning for the clearance.
Oh fuck, it was good positioning.
Yeah.
but
Very good.
yeah.
I also, again, we always start when we talk about particular players that we don't mean to be,
Harsh on.
harsh on. Riley, do you know how to pass? I'm like, I know I'm sitting here fucking overweight as shit. I get all that, so I know you're better than me, and you will always be better than me. But goddamn, man, like every single time you tried to play
Dude, I
anyone
was on a
through.
level of cringe of average.
Who gives a fuck? The passing was
But
clean.
like, I was genuinely every time he got the ball, I was more scared than when Lockie has it because I know we all have the Lockie doesn't
there was
know
like
how to
three.
pass.
There was like 3 times where like he had the ball and it just went like straight out for.
I was just so confused. Okay, the first couple of times I'm like, okay, now as someone who probably as a professional footballer, you go, I've overhit these first 2 passes. I'll try and no, I'm going to overhit it even more now.
Just a bit. We're just asking at this point for a bit more quality.
That's what I'm saying. Like
I
the
feel
simple
really bad
things.
as well, bro, because I love Riley and
I
love the interviews
He's a
he gives
trooper.
about how he
Purple
loves,
pride.
he loves
Yeah.
to wear the glory
And
shirt.
I don't-
Riley, I'm rooting for you, bro, but like, please, man.
We need a bit more.
This is
Bit
purely a compliment to you that I expect better.
Yeah.
And we know as a panel, and we've seen that you are so much better than that, and that's why we're all so confused. Like, what's happening here, man?
Some
like,
of the games he was pulling off last season were fucking
that's
incredible.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
His
I'm
passing
wondering
was
what's
incredible.
happened, and I get he hasn't been in the squad, so he's still coming back. But
Yeah.
some very simple things that you normally should just be able to do off a whim that he just wasn't seeming to be able to execute at all.
Yeah.
And so that was very cringe. But that was
Nah,
like
gives a
my
fuck.
exact thought of the game was like, what is happening?
What is
he
this
doesn't,
guy
he doesn't
doing?
he can't hit a pass.
God damn.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, I was just like,
God damn, Riley. Riley.
What are you doing, man?
dork. Okay,
Just
anyway.
pass the ball,
YouTube
bro.
live comment section. Anyway, they're getting mad.
So the third.
talk about the fucking game. What is all this?
Get
Here we
back
go.
on track.
The
boys.
third,
Any of you
third
guys
goal,
know how to
third
fight?
goal from Ben Gibson. So I was thinking, right, because they didn't have Lockie Rose, I was thinking, oh, yeah, sweet, they won't score shit. Meanwhile, old mate, this dude comes out of nowhere.
Imagine if they did it.
I don't know shit about him. And he gets 2 goals in the space of like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
On each half, pretty much. This third goal was fucking pathetic. Because it was, you had Shushniar who managed to find Aquilina. No pressure on Aquilina. Aquilina had so much time on the ball. And then you look at the positioning of the back 4.
Yep.
So Riley should probably be a bit more intense with his pressure to stop the cross. Murchula has at least positioned himself okay if the ball comes off to him where he can head it away.
Yep.
And then Kanga, I'm going after you again, man, because again, this defending is fucking bad from a senior player. Not even putting a block on Gibson.
Yeah.
Just lets him go, and then a really simple finish, and a good finish, but a simple finish that if you put that fraction, like that 2 or 3% more effort to stopping the guy making the run, we probably don't end up conceding that goal, and it's a little bit better for us to go into at half time being 2-0 rather than 3-0 down.
Yeah.
Only this football club could make Wilmering and Aquilina look like Cafu and Maldini at AC Milan.
We made the Jets look like prime Barcelona. Some of those.
Mate.
Well, obviously we'll get to the last goal, but that last goal was just like
Magic.
It was like I don't even know how to describe it. We made it look as simple. All we did was a simple header to fix it, just clear it out of the box. You know, just someone get up, clear it.
Yeah.
It was ping pong over everyone's heads.
Well, the major first half stats, it was 63% to 37% possession.
Yep.
1.05 XG to 0.14. You know how you like getting your raw takes on the stats, Will?
Oh yeah.
Do you want to have a guess what our XG from open play was?
Oh gosh. First half.
Yeah, first half.
What was the overall XG that you just said?
0.14.
I'm going to go 0.03.
Yeah.
Bang on.
Bang on?
Bang on.
Bang.
0.03. 44 passes in the opposition half for Glory compared to Newcastle's 93. So this is the thing,
A
right?
pass a minute, by the way.
Yeah.
Less than a pass a minute is fucking
so shit.
That is so bad. Oh my lord.
It's at the point we have to laugh.
Yeah,
otherwise
I
we
was just
cry.
like, that's just wow.
Josh, what do you think about those numbers, bro? Are you still in shock? So pass a minute.
That's not even a pass a minute.
Well, that's-
what about
yeah.
extra time?
Less than a pass in the opposition half a minute,
What
bro.
the fuck? Because it's like there was that one point where Choir had a shot and it's like, oh yay,
We had.
Hey, come
had
on!
a shot.
Felt like the only time we actually looked threatening was towards the end, like for like 5 minutes.
Are you sure? We've looked threatening to my mental health all fucking season, bro.
Beyond Blue's like, hello, Beyond Blue. Yeah, my name is Alex. I support Perth Glory. And it's like, oh yeah, you're not the first one to call in today.
You again.
You again.
The thing is,
keep doing this.
like, I've been put through it, so obviously I can accept. Well, I can't, but I can accept losses. Like at least last season, yes, we got the wooden spoon, but it was entertaining. We looked somewhat competitive, and we scored goals, and everyone would like cheer. And now it's just like depression.
Yeah.
I think I told Josh this stat earlier today, but at this point last season, do you want to have a guess how many goals we conceded?
47.
No, after eight games.
This point last season, after 8 games.
Yeah,
Still
after eight games. Do you guess how many goals we've conceded?
We didn't have as bad at the
13.
start.
Shut up.
We had the clean sheet against the Mariners.
Yeah.
We had, fuck, bro. I don't know.
Well, old mate couldn't keep.
I'm gonna say 15.
He couldn't keep it to
literally
himself.
said it
He
in
literally
front of
fucking
you.
said it.
You want to know something?
He wasn't
I wasn't listening, Josh.
13.
13.
Yeah,
Is
13.
that it?
13, and then we've conceded 24.
So nearly twice as bad this season.
24.
No, we've conceded 24.
I thought it was like
Oh.
21.
The record we've actually broken another record, by the way.
We have.
So we've conceded the most goals in A-League history after 10 games. Yet we've not
Wait,
even
what?
hit 10 games yet.
Oh my god.
So Mariners
Oh my
Mariners after
God.
10 games had 24 goals conceded. We after 8 have 24, and it probably is going to get worse. Because despite the fact that we've kept a clean sheet, I don't know when we're next going to keep a clean sheet, or even like concede less than 2 goals.
Worst record of goals conceded after 10 games.
Yes.
You'll
After
never
8
sing
games.
that. You'll never sing that. Anyway.
So we may as well discuss the 4th goal from Ben Gibson.
Can we just not?
I think
Well,
see, I think I was getting a Pepsi at that point. I was just like gave up. I was contemplating going home. Like, I don't think I watched that goal.
yeah, it was because it was Taylor got past Gamulka fairly easily. He ran at the back 4, found Aquilina, Wallen again too slow to close down,
Yeah.
and then just that's the thing, a bit of quality. And look, Aquilina is not the greatest player God's ever put guts in,
I
but
thought he was
he's
decent, bro.
but no, he's
I'd
not.
take him.
No, but in
No,
this,
you thought he was decent because he was playing against us.
he's playing against us. Everyone looks like prime fucking Real Madrid players when they play against us. But that's the thing, right? One cross, our players couldn't do it, but a beautiful cross from Aquilina to Gibson, and then just the world's most simple tap in.
Well, does that scream squad selection or tactics or both?
No, it's mentality.
Do you think it's mentality though? Because I feel like there's a lot of, you could just tell with the squad there was a lot of miscommunication. Like everyone didn't know what to do. And besides the experienced players,
It's
like,
a combination of a number of factors. Those being confidence, motivation, and the fact that we are just plain dog shit.
Yeah, I knew it was coming.
how can you not be motivated when you're 4-0 down?
Well, how can
How
you be?
can you be
What?
motivated
Yeah, no. How can you not?
No, but just like purely you're playing in front of your friends and family. How can you
No,
not?
the question should have been, why were you not motivated from the first whistle when you
Yeah.
had your fans there that still stuck by you?
Yeah.
There were more fans at our game than Mariners, but also Rosario was in attendance.
Nearly the same amount of fans at our game than there was at the Wanderers game this weekend.
Yeah, and it's like you dish up that.
Amazing, by the way. Just want to say that because, again, I don't want to be always negative, but I put this in the group chat today.
Yeah.
Not even a simple form of recognition online. I was just saying, by the way, I know we suck, but thank you, fans, for showing.
No. They just had the Merry Christmas at the end.
Oh, yeah, the Merry Christmas. Yeah, thanks, guys. But, like, how awesome is that still? I know 5,000 isn't a lot.
With an early Christmas gift for you.
But we've got way more fans coming in than some fairly well, running clubs right now, like such as the Mariners, who have just come off a treble. And we've played like absolute garbage. Probably the worst some of the league's ever seen. We're nearly there as the worst. Worst start.
It is the worst.
We nearly broken the record for being the worst. If we lose to Brisbane, right? That's the breaking the record.
Well, we've already had the worst start in A-League history. But if we lose to Brisbane, then we would have equaled the longest running losing streak.
Yeah, has to be.
Well,
but just like just thanks for coming.
We've got to beat. We've got to beat Brisbane.
I think
no, we don't.
No,
we don't have to because we won't.
Yeah, we have to, but we won't.
Look, we need to have this discussion at some point, and we had it in the group chat today, and we might as well have it now before.
Are we done with the game?
Well, I don't want to talk anymore about the game.
just to
Alex, we don't want negative feedback.
Just wait. Just to end on that game real quick.
We've got to get to Dan Gregory's favourite part, which is where we call for everyone to be sacked.
just really quick on the Jets, right? Here's a couple more I found.
Okay.
Newcastle had their biggest away win in club history with a clean sheet in that 4-0 win. And only twice have they recorded a bigger winning margin away from home. So 8-2 against Mariners and then 6-1 against Brisbane.
At least we don't concede 8 to the Jets.
So were there any other final points that we wanted to say from the Newcastle game itself to wrap things up?
I wish... You know what? Actually, no, I don't have anything else to say.
Fuck off Newcastle club faults.
Great. I've said everything that I need to say the last few weeks. Just waiting for January. That's it.
Oh yeah, the only thing I'm going to say is I know a lot of people. There are a lot of mixed thoughts about a lot of mixed thoughts about Risdon. I thought he played well.
I agree.
I love Risdon,
and the amount of passion he showed. Like I nearly broke my heart. I don't know you were talking about when he tried to whip that cross in at the end of the game. It just went out for a goal kick because he's obviously tired.
Was it the chipped tags?
Yeah, and it just completely went so wide. But he just fell to his knees and just.
You can definitely tell the difference between the WA boys. And
he was so. Yeah, I felt
some of the WA boys.
He was trying his heart out, full 90, and he looked heartbroken. So did Tags. All the WA boys.
They all looked heartbroken, and
even Bodnar was. He posted on his story. Perth Glory.
Yeah, we saw that. We may as well get into a little bit of a certain topic.
A certain topic. Right, this is it.
Here we go.
WWE Showdown. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Right, so we put this question out to the viewers, saying, should there be a coaching change at the Glory? Now, it might be a bit premature to ask this, obviously, because we're only 8 games in, but we had 51 votes. 69% said yes, 31% said no.
Ooh. Sorry, what percentage?
69 said yes.
Haha, very nice. Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Funny. This guy, am I right?
Yeah, but so 69% believe this. And again, this poll is not representative of all Glory fans. This was probably hijacked maybe by some other A-League fans. So we do have
This is true.
But in the sense of a general feel among fans, I mean, even when we were at the game, when Zdrilic was shown on the big screen, he got a pretty heavy boo from the shed at least. So we may as well debate it amongst the panel. Will, we'll start with you, mate. Where do you stand on it?
I stand on, up until this game, I was Zdrilic in.
Yep.
But, when you watch the game back, say if you were to watch this full 90 back and you were just to watch Dave, you are playing against one of the worst teams in the league. More, obviously not as bad as us, but they're not amazing.
They're pretty bloody shit.
They're pretty shit. At home, you're down 4-0.
They've been bashed in the media as well, Newcastle. Literally as well.
They don't have a couple of their really good players. And your response is to sit down for most of the game or stand up with your hands in your pockets and say nothing, or sit there with your arms folded looking like you just want to go home. What is wrong with you? From a fan's perspective, I get everyone, the confidence is low. I get it's from a the players are allowed to be low on confidence. So is the manager. Totally fine. This is your first, he was always assistant before this, right?
Yes.
He's never really he's never been a full manager.
First official head coach role.
How do you not have I don't even know what the word to describe it is. Why are you not barking instructions? The other team, Newcastle, up 4-0, their manager running up and
Stanton
down.
Was going crazy all game, man. It's like Simeone.
I just don't get it. I don't remember seeing a manager, especially at Perth Glory, because we've had, let's be honest, we've had quite a few passion project managers in the past.
Stadge and Kenny come to mind.
Yep. Who would never in a million years let their team be down by that much at home against a team like Newcastle and just be sitting there going, and not just doing that, but letting their assistant managers be the ones standing up barking instructions. Like, you're too good to be the one doing it, so I'm going to make my... That's what it looks like. I'm not saying it's what you're doing, but from a fan's perspective, when we don't know what's going on, and we get that you apologise after the game, it's not good enough, low on confidence, blah, 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 it's a bad look. And then you add on top of that with the selection choices, no Zach, when in reality he's probably exactly what we need.
Three visas missing again.
Yep. It just kind of... Again, I was happier accepting we were bad, but then when you add confusing choices from the management into the mix, it just leaves me feeling sad and confused, and I don't want that. I'd rather just be sad. So I'm very much, I think now, just Dave out, not because I think he's a bad manager. This just isn't the team for him, and I don't see him doing anything to make us any better anytime soon.
Pally P. Come on, mate.
Ha, very funny.
Sorry. Here we go. He's about to drop some bars.
Can we get a look counter for Alex, by the way? The amount of times he's gone, look, guys, come on.
Guys,
God damn it.
Stop going off topic. We're going to get negative feedback.
Shut up, Josh.
Look.
All right.
I am sad, but look, I don't. Look. Okay, I don't see the point in sacking Zdrilic now.
Oh.
And the only no. Listen to me. The only way, or the only reason I would sack him is if there is a guarantee that we get an upgrade, a replacement coach. I am fucking done with having inexperienced assistant coaches or academy coaches or local dons. I'm fed up.
Jacob Burns.
Get me Nick Montgomery. Get me Arthur Papas. Get me Des Buckingham.
Papas has gone to Japan.
Oh, well, shove it somewhere.
Get me Pep Guardiola. He's on the out.
No, he's not.
He's about to get sacked in the morning.
Get me someone good.
I heard Jurgen Klopp's in Australia.
Stop, Josh. Stop. Look.
Heard Ange getting the sack.
Big Ange.
Mate, they just beat Southampton 5-0.
Yeah, off topic, Josh.
Yeah. All right, Josh, what do you think?
I'm not.
You still got more?
He still has the yeah.
Okay, come on. Here we go.
Done, buddy. Hold your
Fuck.
horses.
He's got a
Mate, it's like
Shakespeare.
when you go to the toilet and you stand up and then you go back.
What?
You know, when it's like you're like, oh, I'm done at the toilet. I need to
Round two.
Round two.
He's still got a little bit left in the tank.
All right, finish.
Forgot to wipe his ass.
All right. Look, fucking. I know. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Zdrilic is not a bad coach, and
Yeah.
I don't. He's a good tactician, is what I mean. As a personality, on the sideline, it's just not enough. I'm sorry. Even if it doesn't make an actual difference. Shut the fuck up, bro. Oh my god.
I was about to say the dog agrees with you.
We'll keep that in. Why not? I don't care. As a personality on the side, I just don't see it. And look, maybe it doesn't make a difference to the players whether he's up there shouting like a crazy person. Even if it didn't, it's a bad look. It's a really, really bad look. And I would say the exact same if his team was winning 3-0 and he was just sat there doing nothing.
Yeah, no, I
because
agree.
then that to me says that you aren't wanting to put a team.
The mentality just isn't there.
And I don't want to say to Zdrilic that the mentality for him isn't there. He's a brilliant tactician. We know he's a brilliant tactician because he's gotten so far in his career.
Yeah.
Been at some huge clubs with some huge managers and some huge systems and stuff like that. So I have no doubt he's a great tactician. But I don't know if he has the personality needed to take control of such a shit situation. And if he does have the personality needed, he hasn't shown it.
Yeah.
And I really, really desperately hope that he does against Brisbane. Because I don't want to be one of those guys that says, oh, we're playing like shit, Zdrilic out. because I'm not one of those guys. I was Stan in at the end of last season.
Stan?
I was no, at the end of Stadge. Sorry, Stadge. I was Stadge in at the end of last season. I wasn't Zadkovic in because he took too long. But look,
Who was?
No one was.
Yeah.
Brisbane are finding that out now.
Way.
But I I want to. Unless we could get someone in as a replacement,
all right,
there's no point in
I have a
sacking
question.
him.
Would you take Kenny? Is that a viable
Kenny
option?
Lowe?
Yes.
Of course I would, but that's not realistic.
But I
We
didn't
sacked
ask
him.
you. Do you have the same point as Alex? Then you can answer the question too, because Alex is saying he wouldn't sack him unless you get a replacement. Is Kenny Lowe enough of a replacement for you to say yes, sack Zdrilic, get Kenny, or is Kenny not what you want?
I would say no. And the reason, hold on. The reason I would say no is I would only say yes to Kenny if he was a stopgap option to get someone else. But then at that point,
Like end of season.
yeah. But then at this point, why even wait? When you've got guys like Montgomery, when you've got guys
Can
like
we even? But
Buckingham.
we can't even.
Would they
get
even come?
No. Listen.
Right.
You've got managers now that are available, but what's to say that there are going to be higher quality managers that also become available by the end of the season that will also want to stick around? The only way I get rid of Zdrilic is if a top tier manager, and not top tier as in Klopp or whatever the hell, a manager that is experienced,
An upgrade. Yeah.
an upgrade says, I want to take charge of this project.
Okay.
If that happens, good riddance. If Zdrilic doesn't want to be here anymore, good riddance.
Yeah.
Then I'd happily take Kenny Lowe. I love Kenny Lowe. I think he's a great manager. I think he's a great bloke, and I think
a decent bloke.
He's a decent bloke, and I think he has the sort of passion that this team really needs. I think
I
he'd
agree.
be able to give him a good kick up the arse. But if you're asking me, would I get rid of Zdrilic now just to bring in Kenny Lowe? I'd say probably not, because it defeats the whole purpose of even going for a long-term coach in Zdrilic in the first place.
How many more awful losses would it take for you to say yes? Okay, fine.
I'm ready to sack off the season now. No. I've already
So
said.
why would you keep Dave?
Because I want to see if there's an opportunity for an improvement after January. If we get to March and shit all has changed and we still look like shit, sack him, get him gone.
Okay.
I don't care. Get Kenny Lowe until the end of the season, and if he somehow does
I don't
incredible,
think he's
give him a
coming
1 year
back.
contract. Why not? I'm just saying
As an
right?
example.
I'm just saying as an example, right? But if you're saying, should we just sack him now and then just rebuild with a new manager in January? Well, no, because how do we know that this next manager is going to be any better? How do we know that this whole rebuild is just going to be for fucking nothing?
Alistair Edwards, pick up the phone.
Fuck off.
Come back with your sons.
All right, Joshy.
Because I'll be quicker than you.
Oh shit! All right.
Way.
No, I'm just saying more like this guy.
This guy.
This guy. You can.
Quicker than
I think my biggest worry about Dave is you can have the smartest tactician, whatever, but the biggest difference between him and Stadge is I felt like Stadge had more control of his players. A head coach, there's a difference between an assistant coach and a head coach.
Yeah.
A head coach has to do more than just tactically control his team, whatever. You've got to be a good people manager.
Agreed.
I felt like
100%.
yes, Stadge's tactics were
Fucking
sus.
something.
They were
existent.
tactics for sure.
I don't know if they were existent, but Stadge, you could just tell by the way we play, but there was just more energy around the team. Now it just feels like the team's just a lot more dull and there's no energy, like
Agreed.
we said earlier in the pod.
Agreed.
So my biggest worry is Zdrilic's a fantastic assistant coach, but he doesn't have the ability to be a head coach. Not
Well
yet,
said.
anyway.
Well said, Josh.
Thank you, Will.
You're welcome, mate. Shut up, Alex.
Look, for me, when I look at the situation in which we're in, and I look at how we've played over the start of the season, and Zdrilic in the media as well. I just got to say as well, I don't care about pre-season. I don't care about us building a new training facility. I don't care. I mean, look, it may be common knowledge to a few of the viewers, but I met with Ross Peligro, Jace Bontempo and Stan Lazaridis on Friday afternoon, and they basically explained what we're wanting to do sort of long-term, so to speak. And I'm like, that's great. But on the pitch... I'll break this. I said to Stan and Ross themselves, I said, when we watched the victory game, the one thing that pissed me off the most was, okay, we probably expected that we were going to lose.
Yeah.
But the fact that we didn't throw a punch was something that pissed me off the most. Because look, you lose. It's part and parcel of the game, and we're used to it at this point. We barely win games as it is during a season.
Yeah.
But we want to see something that we can grab onto and say, okay, we can build on that moving forward. I don't know how much more of a sample size we need to say, or to give David the opportunity for him to go, okay, I've had 8, 9, 10, 12 games with the players. Here's what I've done so far. Almost like when you do pre-primary and you got your scrapbook and it's like, oh, here, mum and dad, here's what I've done so far. I've done a nice little drawing.
Yeah.
We've opened up our scrapbook and it's just vomit.
It's actually gotten worse. It's started off good.
Yeah,
and it's just slowly gotten worse.
So that's the thing. It's like David, unfortunately, for the predicament that he was in, and obviously with the recruitment, not all of it was his fault, so to speak, and nor as it stands, we were hamstrung in a way with how certain things were from previous administrations. But the point is that I want to see more.
Yep.
For as much as people can argue that a coach being animated on the sideline is performative and not really that influential.
Yeah.
It means a lot how you carry yourself as a coach on the touchline.
100%.
Because when you talk about Stanton, for example, he just, probably figuratively, but maybe literally bashed the players in training leading into the game. And he was going at it from minute 0 to minute 90, and he was driving them on, even like in the 88th minute. Game was dead and buried, but he was still winding the boys up saying, come on, we got to go. And with Zdrilic, I just don't know. There's been a big problem of... Across the panel, do you think the boys over the 8 games we've played this season, do you think they've looked motivated at any point? Or enough of a point?
It doesn't even need to go across the panel. No.
Have they looked motivated enough, Alex?
They don't look motivated by Dave. Dave doesn't look like he's motivated. The only one... We can agree on this. The only ones that look motivated, and we said it earlier, are those boys that we mentioned. Tags, Risdon, Pennington, Carluccio...
So the guys
Cookie,
that can, the WA boys. So the guys,
Osler.
Cookie.
So the guys that can self-motivate themselves, so to speak, because they have a captain or have Taggart motivate them.
The guys that look at this team and look at this city and look at their fans and they say, this fucking shit means something to me, man. Those are the fucking guys.
Okay, what I said was cringe.
Yes, it was.
That's all right.
That doesn't change anything.
Yeah.
Look. Those guys are the fucking backbone of this team, and they're always the ones, coincidentally, that are going out and putting up solid 7, 8 out of 10. Well, maybe not but
they're good performers.
But they're putting up. The only positives that we've been able to draw from this season are from those 7 or 8 players. The rest of them look demotivated. They look like they couldn't give a shit. They just want to
Well, put it this way. If you're a professional player and you're going through a tough moment and you're looking to someone for leadership, let's say your coach, let's say you're one of the young boys, and this is, I don't want this to seem like an attack on Zdrilic, but it's like if you're, let's say, Abdul Faisal, who had a pretty tough time in one of the games, not that long, he came off crying at one point, and Stan had to sort of console him almost, but which was tough because it's a learning experience and it's tough, and I get it. Yeah. But imagine if you're looking for your coach to sort of go, hey, come on, you can do it, and give that a bit more, and you just see like, It's like small things like that, for as much as they could be nothing, actually now when we're in the shit, mean a lot more. That's why probably Stadge was so effective at times last season. Yeah. Because he was someone that would, you would see when there's a bullshit decision, he would fling his arms up looking like Christ the Redeemer. But you would see a sense of like...
Belly goal.
A sense of like he's riding it with you.
Yeah. And 100% agree as well on that, and with Josh, that it's not just about tactics. You have to be a good people manager as well. And if you just look at it from a purely, we have to remember, every single person that plays on the field is a human being. Yeah, obviously they're not just robots. They have emotions. They have feelings. They want to, they want to impress the people around them. They want to, make the manager happy. They want to make the fans happy with their performances. I would be incredibly surprised, right, if you were to throw. We'll go back to Kenny, right? Where instead of Dave, and you put in a performance like that, most of the players would be, after that kind of performance, would be scared to go back to that dressing room because they know Kenny is going to rip them to shreds. Right? Even Popper. Most managers we've had, they would not want to face what's coming towards them. Someone like, someone...
Zankovic would actually fucking hit someone.
He would get punched.
He did punch Coley.
He did. So that's the difference, right? And when you've got someone like Dave, who at least on the big screen... doesn't show that kind of emotion.
He's not someone that's going to rally the troops.
I'm going to put in a stinker and I'm going to go back to the bench and I'm going to be like, oh, well, that kind of sucks, but I'm not going to get sprayed for it.
He's just fucking standing there.
And then that
I was going to say,
like a chill guy.
It's cringe as hell that everyone's doing the fucking chill guy celebration now. Dave's been doing it since round one, bro. He's just there on the side.
But I really agree with Josh too on the toxicity thing, because if no one gets held accountable, then people start to form their own toxic environment because no one gets held accountable for their poor actions.
Me when I coach the worst team in the league, but I'm just a chill guy.
I think it's going to be something to keep an eye on over the next few games at least. But I'm conscious of time, so we'll touch on Brisbane. El Sakiko, El Spoonico. Someone did that WWE meme.
It's so funny.
Oh, bro,
because this is the thing. We're on free-to-air TV. We're on national television. Everyone's going to watch us get fucking thumped by Brisbane.
This is going to be class. I can't wait.
My God.
The movable object versus the stoppable force.
Unstoppable force. Yeah.
Movable versus stoppable.
I think we have to get a result. We got to get something. If we lose,
if he said this last week, bro.
Yeah, but in particular, if he doesn't, I don't think. Well, I'm not speaking about any inside knowledge or anything. But if it was up to me, if he doesn't get a result against Brisbane, then I think there need to be some serious questions asked.
Yeah,
that's my opinion at least.
Yeah, this can all be fixed if Zdrilic just comes on the podcast, mate.
May as well.
I see. Just real quick, because I feel like we've missed one really important detail, which just came to my head. We can add to that list people who show passion on the field. Qua.
Yeah,
yes. I don't. His name was not mentioned.
Sorry.
I just in case he's listening, he's like, well, okay, well, you guys are recognized.
You guys don't care about me.
We see it. We see it.
No, you did a good job.
You are a star.
Okay,
we do
boys.
see it.
Never score predictions.
Yeah, score predictions. 3-1 Brisbane. Just I don't need context.
2-0 Brisbane, and Zadkovic is going to rub it in because he's a dick.
Yeah.
Alex.
Josh, you go first, bro.
5-0 Brisbane.
5-0
Brisbane.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Okay.
Holy hell. Oh my God.
Oh my goodness me.
I don't want to say it.
Say it.
I don't want to
say it, dork.
3-1 to the Glory. Come on, let's go.
And on that bombshell.
Hey, we haven't scored 3 goals in the whole season.
Yeah, don't worry. I said 3-3 against Victory, and look how that turned out.
Anyways, I think we call it there, honestly.
Any other points?
Were you genuinely saying 3-1 to the Glory?
No.
So what's the actual score prediction?
I think did you say 3-1 Brisbane?
No, he said the Glory. He said.
I think
what do you actually think, Alex?
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching episode 17 of the Glory Days podcast. Thank you all so much for tuning in. It's been a rough ride so far.
Leave your thoughts and comments below.
Oh my God, this is a painful one, but we appreciate all of your patience, especially with the last episode with the uploading issues.
Sorry about that.
Sorry
We've
about
got
that.
a USB now.
We've got a USB. So
we're not Mark Rudin. Fuck off with the Mark Rudin claims.
No, we are not.
We are not Mark Rudin.
And
I would love to bring him to the Glory.
No.
Oh, no. You can't just say that.
Stop.
No.
We're cutting you off.
Why?
We're cutting you off.
Because that's banned.
Ladies and gentlemen,
don't suggest Rudin.
That is the end of the episode right there. We appreciate you all, and we'll see you after the
You
Brisbane
won't be
game.
seeing Josh. He's leaving after that comment.
He got the bombshell.
I can confirm it's my last episode.
Yes.
He's going
That's
to
what-
he's
that's
going
why
to go
I
be a
said
Euro
Rudin.
Dan
snob.
Gregory's everywhere rejoicing at this fact.
And I'm going into retirement, and I'm happy to announce Finn will be permanently replacing me.
Absolutely. So
Maybe a few other marquee signings.
Maybe,
We don't know.
maybe.
Wow signings.
Yeah.
Wow signings. Wow
That was banned
signings.
last episode. You can't say that.
Oh yeah.
No, I've made it up with Stan.
No.
We're good now.
We, Yeah, whatever.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
See you guys.
Appreciate it. See
Take
you
care.
later.